Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. Today you might be looking up at that deliciously clickbaity title and saying, listen CJ, you normally do this live, what's going on? It's barbecue season, Snags is away having a few Mai Tais. I don't know what that means actually, I didn't drink. Is Mai Tais a drink? Bazbowski's out in the rigs. Pollitzes is away somewhere. I didn't care where Pollitzes is at this point. Alright? I'd rather die than get Simmy. Driggs in America. And he calls it soccer. So no. And Stu's drunk somewhere. So we're here, we're going to do it solo. Instead of just scrapping the video and deciding, you know what, we'll just give today a miss and we'll focus on career mode Mondays. No, I said, let's have a little video with me and thee. I'm going to be telling you my player ratings for the Rangers versus Kilmarnock game, and I want you guys, if you watch the game, to give me your ratings from 1 to 10. If you've not actually seen any of these videos before, because I know a lot of people is new and just joined the channel, the way I do my 1 to 10 is 10's absolutely immense, 5's actually going to be average, and 1's going to be crap. That is my rating. I know some people 6 and all this means, no, 5 is half. It's average. Oh, I'm still feisty, it's too hot. It's too hot in here. So this could potentially be extremely fun and very interactive. So as I give my player ratings, make sure you be firing yours in below. Let's start off with the goalkeeper. It's obviously going to be Anik. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Anik was again outstanding. That double save versus Chris Boyd's free kick and the quick up and down. Really step it. I thought his distribution was a little bit better. Sometimes his kicks are still a bit wayward, but he set up a couple of counter attacks. So I'm going to give Anik a strong 8 out of 10. And let's actually not forget they ended up getting a clean sheet as well. So that boosts up his rating to that 8 out of 10. Do you agree with me with that one? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. And let's actually move on to obviously the blue Cafu. Now it's an interesting one with Tav because he was kind of up and down in the game. I thought Jordan Jones was after him quite a lot, left a bit on him a couple of times as well, but I thought Captain Tav was shouting. I seen him a lot more vocal today, or yesterday, sorry, in the game, and I'm actually going to be giving him a 7 out of 10. I don't know if that's too high. I just thought, you know, as the game went on, I thought he grew into the game. He was solid defensively, and again, didn't hide away for the challenge, and he was a lot more vocal, which I like to see for Captain Tav. Oh man, I'm doing a lot of talking. It's no sponsor break yet. Moving on to David Bates. Now the Ginger Maldini himself on his last appearance at Ibrox. Just give him a wee clap. I want to see loads of claps in the comments. David Bates, I'm going to give a solid 9 out of 10. I don't think he was absolutely fantastic, but I thought he was strong, he was solid, he looked quick as well, and obviously got that vital goal. Clean sheet as well. 9 out of 10 for me to the Ginger Maldini. Situation on. Moving on to Russell Martin. Now Martin's normally the scapegoat lately, and quite rightly so. He's been very, very poor in the last maybe 3 or 4 games since he got that knocking had to pull out of Scotland international duty. I thought he was again looked better. I think if you go back to the run where we were on form, where we won all those games in a row just before we played Celtic and lost 3-2, that the defensive partnership was Bates and it was Martin. I thought they complement each other very, very well, and I thought Martin had another solid game. Again, clean sheet. There was a couple of times I thought he struggled to deal with the physical side of Chris Boyd, but I ended up hitting a couple of diagonals as well, which were pretty good. And you normally get about 1 out of 4 with Martin. You know what I mean? He hits one beautiful ball, and you're like, oh my god, Danny Wilson-esque. Then he hits the other 3, and you're like... So I'm actually going to give Martin a solid 6 out of 10 from me. So, Russell Martin, welcome back to the good books. Let's stay there, shall we? Move on to Andy Halliday. Andy Halliday. He was actually really good. As much as I like to continue our feud, our one-way feud, he doesn't ken who I am. He doesn't ken. I actually was quite impressed with him. I thought he showed great heart, the determination, and he got stuck in everything. Yes, he's got his downside. Sometimes he dwells on the ball a little bit too long, and sometimes he's caught out of position. But listen, he ran, he put his heart in it, and he never shied away from any challenges. So that's good enough for me, for Andy Halliday. I'm actually going to give him a solid 7, which is by far the highest I've ever given him. Now that's actually going to be the defence. Before we move on to the midfield, if I could ask every single person that's still watching this just now, I know who the channel legends are, because they'll smash the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Already over 100 new subs in one day. That is the power of the Novo Nation, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Children of all ages, and others. Right, let's start off with the right midfield, and we're actually going to give Candeias. Now, Candeias, I thought, right, it's a hard one because, yeah, he worked hard, tracked back a lot of times, but did he genuinely show any quality? His crossing really frustrates me sometimes because, see, when he puts it in the air, he's good at crossing, but he tries this silly, low-driven cross far too many times, and it's very frustrating. I'm actually going to give him maybe the lowest score of the day so far, and that's actually going to be a 5 out of 10 because I wasn't overly impressed. Again, that's an average score, a mid-range score for the Papach of the midfield. Yeah, Candeias for me, to thee, give you a 5, buddy. Improve. Hit some balls in the air. Come on. Now, let's actually move on to the next person. It's actually going to be Graham Dorrans. Now, it is a hard one to judge. And There's a lot of discussion about Dorrance, if he's got a future at the club, blah, blah, blah. Does he look done? I don't think so personally, you know what I mean? He's been out for a very long time. He's been used incorrectly. He's just like everyone else what we do. We seem to sign players and play them in wrong positions. When you play them in the right positions, they strive. Do you mean thrive? Maybe. Just look at Waghorn. When he's used correctly, look at the goals and that he's scoring. That is just us all over. And I feel like Dorrance in the first half was being used incorrectly, but thankfully with the substitution that we will speak about, he's pushed a bit more forward and I thought he actually played a lot better. But for me personally, I'm actually going to give him a 5 out of 10 as well. Nothing too spectacular. Again, mid-range for Dorrance. I want to see more. I expect more. And I better get more Dorrance. Come on, buddy. Right, let's move on to the little man, the wee garden gnome himself. It's going to be Jason Holt. I wasn't overly impressed with Jason Holt, if I'm honest with you. I did have 5 here. And I'm going to be honest with you, he was quite lucky to get a 5. Yes, he ran about just a lot like Killie. He showed great determination and great heart. But he was very, very poor on the ball, I thought. Like, there was a couple of times where he just overhit passes by miles. He was trying snapshots when there was a lot of better other options. So I'm actually going to give Jason Holt a 4 out of 10. Right, let's move on to Jamie Murphy now. And again, he's very, very split down the middle. Even in my fan recap, I saw people's comments. There were paragraphs saying how good he played. But then there was other people commenting how badly he played. How badly he played. Me, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought he was still one of our best players throughout the entire game. I thought he was always an outlet. So I'm actually going to give Jamie Murphy a solid 6 out of 10, especially that first half. He did die away in the second half. That is why he's not near the 7s or anything like that. But again, that first half, listen, he hit the bar, and he was whiskers away from hitting a long shot. Those are the kind of fine margins in football. If they both go in, he's man of the match. Everyone's loving him, even throughout the entire game. You know what I mean? People would forget about that. But they didn't go in the day. And I don't think he deserves some of the criticism. I thought he was still pretty good. So Jamie Murphy, gets a 6 out of 10. Right, let's move on to the cum dog. Jason Cummins. We were all excited. We were giving it 4-4-2. Everyone was freaking out. Baz was loving it. He almost swam back to shore. He was that excited. Unfortunately, though, it was a 4-2-3-1. And you knew, just see, even in the first 5-10 minutes, I looked at him and was like, there's something no right about him. And if you don't actually know, he was actually physically sick before the game. And then also, he was feeling really ill during the game. That is why he was hauled off at half-time. You'll notice about the 30th minute as well, where he's having a lot of drinking water and having a discussion with Nicol. I'm not sure if that was played a part in it. Maybe he just says, I can't do this. He's done a couple of nice touches off, but again, he just didn't look sharp. There was something clearly no right with him. So with all that being said, it's a hard one to rate personally. I was thinking 3 or 4. I'm going to give him a 4 just because he was hauled off for the sickness. So obviously done a couple of nice little touches, brought some of the guys into play, but he did lose it a couple of times as well. I expect more for Jason, the cum dog, coming. But hopefully he shakes off this illness and he comes back stronger for the next game. Let's move on to Alfredo Morelos. Again, picked up his standard booking. I love his aggression and everything like that, but again, I don't know, like he stormed down the tunnel at full time in the last home game at Ibrox, didn't he stand, give everyone claps, just went away, pouting like this for the entire game. His attitude kind of stinks, and hopefully I'm not sounding too brutal when I say that, because again, I absolutely love the guy. He's got sky-high potential and hopefully fulfills it at Rangers, but I just don't think he's been the same player since that Chinese money was turned down. That's just my opinion. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't give a shit. I know I'll get slaughtered for that. I just think he's been the same. About his attitude, he's been very aggressive, he's been throwing his arms. Before January, before all this talk of the Chinese moved around, he was alright. Like, he was a wee bit huffy, but it wasn't this bad. But that being said, he put in a kind of shift, he occupied the defenders, and I'm actually going to give him a solid 5 out of 10 as well. Never came close to scoring, but you know what he does, he holds up players, he gets other people involved, so that is why he gets a 5 from me out of 10. Hi, this is CJ from the present, looking at CJ from the past. I'm thinking about my scores for Cummins and Morelos. I feel like Cummins maybe should be 3 and Morelos should be 4 out of 10. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. So before we actually wrap up, again, I'm interested to see what you are thinking down below. Let's talk about the substitutions, and that was obviously Sean Goss came on, ended up getting an assist, so he gets a solid 6. Didn't do too much, he was only given like 17 minutes I believe, but he got an assist, so he gets a 6 from me. And also, what's the story, Ross McCrory? He gets a solid 8 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving him a 9, which probably deserves, is because it's David Bates' last game. I'm going to give him the wee tip of the cap and say, man of the match. Speaking about Ross McCrory really quickly, I just thought he was absolutely outstanding. His tackling, his awareness. He looks head and shoulders better in centre defensive mid lately than he does at centre back. Which actually leads me to my question of the episode, which I'm going to throw in because then I'm going to know who watches to the end. Ross McCrory centre back or Ross McCrory CDM? Fire it down below. Let's grab your refreshments really, really quickly as it's disgustingly warm. I need to get out of here. Okay, it's too warm. Too warm. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. Shout out to Jamie, by the way, he had a bucky break. That was funny. Yes, keep sending me those videos and he's having sponsor breaks. It's really fun. That is going to be today's video, all done and dusted. Hopefully you did enjoy it and smash likes and got involved in the comments below. Subscribing if you're new. I'll be CJNova92. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.